these 4 signs not only give the direction to your life, but a plethora of results, different attributes of your life. Hello, Namaskar and Adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan, once more with you from your very own channel, Astro Assurance. In roughly about a week and a few days from now, Saturn is going to transit into its Mool Trikona sign of Aquarius, and that's going to kickstart a number of events, a number of results. It is going to activate a number of houses, number of placements in your horoscopes for different kinds of results based on what your zodiac sign is, what your rising sign is, where and how Saturn's placement in your horoscope manifests itself. So this is a very auspicious period that is going to start. One of the reasons is that when Saturn moves into Aquarius, at the same time Jupiter will be in the Pisces sign and Rahu will be in the ascendant in the Kalpurush Kundli, which is in the Aries sign. So you will have 3 very important energies in your horoscope, the slowest moving energies but having a very strong impact on your horoscope. Rahu, by virtue of its placement in the Lagna in the Kalpurush Kundli in the Aries sign, and this is a very strong position for Rahu because it is directly in the Lagna, while in the next house or the one house before Rahu's placement is Jupiter in its own sign of Pisces, and one sign or one house before that is Saturn in its Mool Trikona sign of Aquarius. Now 3 of these energies, one after the other, is a very rare occurrence. Especially connected to the Lagna of the Kalpurush is an even rare occurrence. So this particular transit of Saturn in roughly about 8 or 9 days of period will kickstart a number of events. So it is a good period for you. A number of you whose ascendant especially is lying in either Aries or Pisces or Aquarius will have a very good period ahead of you, especially for a year and 2 months, or roughly 1 year and 2 months to 3 months. The reason being is that in about 4 months from now, roughly mid-April, Jupiter will be transiting into the Aries sign. However, Rahu is transiting back, or it's, Rahu's motion is retrograde motion, so Rahu will be retrograding back from Aries sign into Pisces sign. So after Jupiter moves into Aries, within 4 months of that, Rahu will be retrograding back into Pisces. So this Aquarius, Pisces, Aries placement of Saturn, Jupiter, Rahu will continue then being Saturn, Rahu and Jupiter. So these 3 planets in 3 houses, one from each other, in 3 very important signs. The 11th house of Aquarius, which gives you mass appeal, which is also the house of wishes and desires fulfillment, and connected to the masses, connected to very big causes, big organization, big gains. Then the 12th house in the Kalpurush Kundli, but the Pisces sign of positivity, of optimism. Also Jupiter placed there in its own sign, a very strong placement for also not only getting auspicious results but also connecting you to different attributes of not only your birthplace but also foreign land. And Rahu remaining in Aries or switching places with Jupiter will be very auspicious. So roughly for a year and 2 to 3 months, these 3 planets, these 3 energies, Saturn, Jupiter and Rahu, will be in the 11th, 12th and the 1st house in the Kalpurush Kundli. So very auspicious period for you, especially those people who are in these 3 signs as your ascendant, Aries, Pisces and Aquarius, especially in the Navamsa, have an even strong bearing. The reason being is that the Navamsa spoke Kendra signs are the most important signs and the strongest signs in your horoscope. Now, why is it that the 4 Kendra houses in the Navamsa are the most important signs or the strongest signs in your horoscope? The reason being is that the degree of the ascendant plays a very important part here. So, in your rising sign chart, in your D1 chart, whichever is the ascendant's degree or the degree at which the ascendant lies, at the same degree of the ascendant in the 5th house and your 9th house, that same pada will lie. So if there is a certain pada which lies at a specific degree of the ascendant, the same pada will be in the 5th of the 9th houses as well, which means if your ascendant degree lies in the, say for example, Taurus pada, which obviously means Taurus becomes your ascendant in your Navamsa Lagna. So that Taurus pada at the specific degree at which ascendant lies, at the specific degree of the 5th and the 9th house, the same Taurus pada will be the. Let's see with an example. So the sign in the 1st house or the ascendant, the specific degree of the ascendant in your rising chart, the pada which lies in the degree will be the Navamsa or the 1st house of the Navamsa ascendant. That specific degree of the ascendant at the same degree in the 5th and the 9th house, the same pada of the same Navamsa lies. Thus, in the ascendant, if the ascendant is Aries in your rising sign and the ascendant degree is between say 3 degrees and 20 minutes to between 6 degrees and 40 minutes, between these 3 degrees 20 minutes to 6 degrees 40 minutes, or to be even more specific, say it is at 5 degrees, then the pada of that 5 degrees of the Aries ascendant of your rising sign will be the Taurus pada. And so if that is the Taurus pada in which the ascendant lies in the 5th degree, that becomes the pada of the or the ascendant of your Navamsa. Taurus becomes the Lagna in your Navamsa. And the same 5 degrees in the 5th and the 9th house will also lie in the Taurus pada. Then the 5 degrees in the rising sign horoscope in the 2nd house, which is the Taurus sign, there the pada at 5 degrees will be Aquarius. And if the 2nd house 5th degree pada will be Aquarius, then the other 2 Artha Bhavas, including the 2nd Artha Bhava to 2nd house, 6th and the 10th house, which is the 6th and the 10th houses being the Virgo sign and the Capricorn sign, they will also at 5 degrees will have the Aquarius pada. Then the 5 degrees in the 3rd house, which is the Gemini year in the rising sign, if that will be at the 5 degrees, so if you check the 5 degrees, that will have the Scorpio pada. Then at 5 degrees in the other 2 Kama Bhavas, which is the 7th and the 11th houses, at 5 degrees in these houses will be the signs being Libra and Aquarius, that 5th will also have the Aquarius pada. Then when you look at the 5th degree in the 4th, 8th and the 12th houses, now the 4th house being the Cancer sign, at 5 degrees in the Cancer sign you will have the Leo pada. And so the other complementing houses, the other moksha houses, 8th and the 12th houses, which have the Scorpio sign and the Pisces sign, at 5 degrees will also have the Leo pada. Then the 1st, the 5th and the 9th houses of the same degree at 5 degrees will be Taurus pada. Then in the 6th, 10th and the 2nd house, the Artha Bhavas at 5 degrees will have the Aquarius pada. Then in the 3rd, 7th and the 11th house, the Kama Bhavas will be the Scorpio pada. And the 4th, 8th and the 12th houses will be the Leo pada. So if you check, the 1st, 5th and the 9th house specific pada will give you the 1st house of the ascendant of the Navamsa. Then the 2nd, 6th and the 10th houses, the specific pada will give you the 10th house of the Navamsa. Then the 3rd, 7th and the 11th house at the specific degree at the specific pada will give you the 7th house of the Navamsa, while the 4th and the 8th and the 12th houses, the specific degree, the 5th degree, will give you the 4th house of the Navamsa. So the concentration of all these 3 signs, 1st, 5th and 9th houses will give you the rising sign. The 2nd house, the 6th house and the 10th house will give you the 10th house. The 3rd, 7th and 11th will give you the 7th house. All the 3 signs energies coming together will give you the 7th house, and all the 3 signs of the 4th, 8th and the 12th house will combine to give you the 4th house sign of the Navamsa. So the 4 Kendra houses of your Navamsa are the concentration of all the 12 signs put together of the rising sign in those 4 Kendra houses of your Navamsa, and so these become the guiding signs or the direction giving signs of your entire life. And planets placed in these 4 Kendra houses or these 4 signs will give you the maximum or strongest results, both good or bad. And then the rest of the houses of the Navamsa will follow. So firstly, check the 4 Kendra house signs of your Navamsa. Which are those 4 signs? These are the strongest signs in your rising sign chart as well. So if in your rising sign chart you have Aries ascendant, then obviously the 4 Kendra houses are the Aries, Cancer, the Libra as well as the Capricorn sign. But in your Navamsa, if the first house sign is Taurus sign, then the Taurus sign, the Leo sign, and then the Scorpio sign and the Aquarius sign. These are the 4 Kendra signs of your Navamsa. These signs become the most 4 important signs, not only in your Navamsa but also in your rising sign chart. In fact, they may many times override the results of the rising sign Kendra houses as well. So these become very, very important in both your Navamsa as well as your rising sign in your D1 chart. So what does this mean? It means that if you, because the Navamsa is also the house of the marital life, so if any of these 4 Kendra signs of your Navamsa become any Kendra house sign of your spouse's chart, which means the other 3 houses will also be common. So for example, if you have the Navamsa ascendant being Taurus, and if Taurus is the Kendra house of either the 4th house or the 7th house or the 10th house of your spouse, then other 3 signs will also be complementing, which means the Kendra houses of yours will be Taurus, Leo, Scorpio and Aquarius, as well as your spouses will also be in maybe in other orders, but they will be Taurus, Leo, Scorpio and Aquarius. So if you have the common Kendra houses between you and your spouse, then this becomes a very, very auspicious combination, very, very strong connection, even a karmic connection between you and your spouse. And you will find that these 4 signs will many times will give you complementing results. When something good happens in your life during a certain period, when the dasha of one of the planet which rules any of the 4 Kendra houses comes along, you will also find that more or less auspicious results are also coming in your spouse's life. And vice versa, if you are going through such challenging period because of an important transit through any of these 4 signs or the dasha, antardasha of any of these 4 signs, then you will find that similarly, to some extent, not to a large extent, there will be similar trend in the life of your spouse also. And now, because the Aquarius sign, the Pisces sign and the Aries sign are getting activated, any of you who have any of the Kendra houses of Aries or Pisces or Aquarius in your Navamsa, very strongly these houses, the Kendra houses where the concentration of 3 houses of your rising sign are concentrated, so very auspicious results will come to you if in your Navamsa any of these 3 signs from the Kendra house signs. So friends, look into what are the most strongest 4 signs of your Navamsa, which are the Kendra houses of your Navamsa. Look at what are the planets placed in them, which are those 4 signs of your Navamsa, which houses they become in your rising chart, what planets are placed there, whether the dasha of antardasha of any of these 4 are on, and whether planets are transiting into any of these signs in those houses, because those houses are getting activated. An auspicious period is also getting activated. So a good period over the next year and 2 months for all of us, but specifically for those people whose rising sign chart has any of these 3 ascendants, which is Aquarius, Pisces or Aries, as well as in your Navamsa, if any of the rising sign or any of the Kendra houses have either the Aquarius sign or the Pisces sign or the Aries sign. So if you have these placements, and if there are any strong yogas being formed in any of these houses, the Kendra houses of the Navamsa, this is a very, very good period for you. Use this period well. This period may not come back for you again for the next year and 2 to 3 months. This is a very, very fantastic period for you. Make use of this period, make use of this very, very auspicious alignment of 3 energies being in consequent houses of Saturn, Jupiter and Rahu, or later on after a few months, Saturn, Rahu and Jupiter. So friends, like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation from me, please reach out to me at the links given below. Until some other time with some other video, this is the friend astrologer and guide Irfan signing off. Ciao.